What's going on, beautiful people? Nutritional Wellness Guy here, Chef D, episode 23, colon reset. So today we're protecting your gut's highway. Now, your colon isn't just the exit ramp. This is not just the thing where it's the end of the road for all of your food and nutrition. So it's something we really don't think about. It's the highway that connects digestion, immunity, and it's the natural way of detoxification. So in today's episode, we're going to talk about what really is colon health. So it's like colon health 101. And as always, we're going to talk about some common red flags to be on the lookout for that your colon health may be struggling. We're going to bring in some micro habits, which are stackable habits you can do to help improve colon health and just support an overall digestion that you could be proud of. And then, the chef in me is going to talk about some superfoods that can also support colon health for longevity. Now, you all know I'm a nutritionist. I am a certified behavior change specialist, and also I'm a certified personal trainer. I'm not a doctor. Yeah, surprise. So I'm not here to treat, diagnose, or even cure anything that's happening in your colon health world. What I am here to do is help provide some strategies and give you some tools so you're empowered and educated on how to build your blueprint for better colon health. I want to take out the fear that a lot of companies may be trying to put out there so you can buy their over-the-counter product. You can buy their super pill or a super elixir or this super detox, all this other stuff. I want to show you ways that the body, how intelligently the body can help support itself, especially with colon health, when you give it a great lifestyle. So great nutrition, great movement, and great mindset. You guys know my 3Ms, which is mindset, moderation, and movement. So that's what we're going to talk about, some of those principles and how they support good colon health. We want to also talk about some myth busters, as you guys know we do in this podcast, which I'm excited to do because, again, when you know better, you do better. And sometimes in a capitalistic society, we are duped into thinking we need things we don't need. So I'm here to let you know what Earth provides so that way you can support a better colon health lifestyle. And also, I want to give you some, a bigger circle of influence. How can you support your colon health without going out and spending all of your money or falling for the next big magic pill? Like, how can you do it with herbs and spices and just a naturopathic, holistic kind of way? That's what I'm here for. I'm a flexitarian, so I believe in moderation. I believe in doing things that fit for you. There's no one size fits all. I believe that if you're provided the right tools, the right education, you are empowered to create your own blueprint, what that looks like for you and your family. So let's get right into it. So when it comes to colon health, one of the things that I don't think people understand is that it holds 70% of your immune system. So this is absorbing water. This is producing vitamins or nutrients. This is the final stage of your digestion. And also it's housing billions of bacteria that influence mood and also health. So your colon is not just the area that's getting rid of waste. There's still so many functions of the digestive system that your colon is responsible for. So when people you hear have colon cancer or dealing with colon issues, there are sometimes it means that there may be a neglect. It could be genetic, it could be diet, it could be poor lifestyle. But again, on this podcast, on this platform, when you guys hear me speak, it's about prevention and maintenance. So we're not speaking to anyone who may be dealing with colon cancer or dealing with colon issues to the extreme side. We want to talk about prevention and maintenance, and God bless those who are dealing with it because that's a serious thing. It causes a lot of pain, a lot of complications. And if you are dealing with that, we do pray for just God's favor on your life. However, this platform is for prevention and maintenance. So we want to talk about what can we do when we see some red flags and how can we support better colon health before it gets to that point. With that being said, when it comes to the colon and it affecting your mood and your metabolism by the bacteria in it, Sometimes you hear bacteria and you think bad, but there are a lot of good bacteria that supports a healthy colon. Let's talk about some red flags. So when it comes to colon health, some red flags, common red flags to be on the lookout for is persistent bloating. Now, this could be trapped gas. This could be distress in your stomach area. This could be distress in that area where the gas comes out, where you can get spasms and you get all sorts of complications. This could mean poor bacteria balance. So when you are constantly bloated and is not always connected to food, this could be a sign that there's something off in your colon health that you might just want to have a conversation with your doctor about. You want to get some labs. And sometimes labs from your primary physician may not be enough. It might mean that you want to get labs and then get referred to a specialist, because if you know, average labs, or if they say, oh, it's normal, that's based on the average of where our society is now. And everyone is not, we don't have a healthy society, let's be honest, in the States. So sometimes you don't want to just, okay, it's normal or it's okay, and you're okay with that. Because if you know, sometimes you feel it in your spirit, you feel it in your heart, like, nah, something's off. And even though my primary is telling me it's okay or it's not that bad, something in you, hopefully if you're listening to this, is saying, you know what, let me go to a specialist. Let me get a second opinion, or let me get a specialized opinion. Because really it's not a second opinion if it's just your primary telling you. Let me get a specialized opinion about what's going on with my colon based on these labs. And sometimes you need stool samples. So urine sample and blood sample is not enough. Sometimes you need a stool sample. Shout out to Dr. Dawson, that's my doctor, who's big on stool samples to give a better and more full picture of what's going on inside. And, in addition to blood and urine, these are tools that you have at your disposal. Blood in the stool, always worth investigating. Now, sometimes there's argument whether it's red blood or dark red blood, because if it's dark red blood, that means it's something that's deeper up. And if it's red, bright blood, it means that it's something, hemorrhoid or polyps. It doesn't matter. Get it checked out. Because even if it is a hemorrhoid, or if it's polyps or something even serious, you want to know, why is my body giving me these signals? Because it's not normal. It's not an everyday thing. And it might not just be from stress, because sometimes people say, oh, I wiped too hard, or I picked up something and I strained, and that's probably what happened. It's always good just to double check. Colonoscopies or whatever you need to do to get in there and see what's going on. That's what you might need to do. Seriously, don't let it go on any longer, especially if you're feeling spasms down there, or you're seeing even streaks of blood. Who cares if it's red or if it's dark red? Quick story. This happened to me when I first moved to California. This was back in 2017, I think, 2016, and I was having this happening in my stools, like, TMI, but hey, we family. But yeah, I was having complications and I didn't understand, and it was like bloody, like bad. It wasn't hemorrhoids, it wasn't polyps, it was bad. And I was going to, this doctor, and then I was like, okay, this is not right. And I had a colonoscopy. They went in there, they looking and found what's going on. What it was stress. I was working for this franchise group. I won't say the name, but they worked the brother. That's all I can say. I was doing 80, 90 hours a week, and I didn't understand how badly stress takes a toll on the body. And with poor nutrition, I wasn't exercising like I should. I'm in a brand new environment, away from family and friends. Haven't even found a, spiritual, leader, or, I haven't found any of that stuff. I was just out in the wild with poor nutrition. Wasn't managing stress. I didn't have an intentional fitness level, or I should say, I don't want to just say wasn't exercising or going to the gym. I wasn't intentional about my activity level. All of that together is what caused that. So mind you, they wanted to give me this prescription. They wanted to do this and they wanted to do that. But if I know now what I knew then, oh my goodness, there would have been so many changes. And one of those changes was leaving that job. Sometimes, you got to let a job know you're not worth my colon. Sometimes these relationships are toxic. Hey, listen, you're not worth my colon. Sometimes, you're in things and you're in environments that they don't feed your peace. They're not feeding your purpose. And I don't know if this is God's sign to you. Just let people know you're not worth my colon and get out of that situation, because unregulated stress does cause issues. And bleeding, that was mine. Mine was just bad bleeding, like bad bleeding. And number 3, thank you for going through that with me, that TMI. I hope that didn't, mess up some of y'all. And number 3 is bathroom habit changing. So your colon actually thrives on consistency. So if you're constipated, then you have diarrhea, then you can't go, and then your stool is different shapes, different sizes, different colors. That is a sign to get checked out, because it's saying that the exit ramp, there's some construction that needs to take place. Maybe there's nutrients not being absorbed. Maybe there's not enough water being absorbed. Maybe there's a lot of things. You're not detoxing naturally. Maybe it's over processed foods. Maybe it's excess smoking, excess drinking. Maybe you're not working out enough. Maybe, again, you just have unregulated stress. Whatever the case may be, have a conversation with your doctor or a specialist with your about your colon health if you're noticing irregular bowel movements. Bowel movements are huge. Shout out to Miss Carol, one of my most trusted friends, and she's everything. She's my guardian angel, and she's one of those people that when she calls, some people say, "Hey, how's the weather? How's your day?" She's like, "How's your poop?" I swear it's been like this for years, but she's one of those people who is really big on health. Especially when it comes to me. She don't play when it comes to me. She don't play about me. She's very protective, very supportive. But yeah, she's one of those, "Hey, how's your poop?" And I promise you, I look at my poop every single time because I know my poop tells a story. And I'm saying poop, just out of, I don't know how the algorithms are, feces or, fecal matter. But it says say poop. I look at it and I'm very particular on making sure that it's consistent. And if it's irregular, I'm wondering, all right, what did I eat that was super red? What did I eat that was green? Okay, why is it broken up? Like, okay, what did I eat that is causing a loose stool? Was it lactose, or, did I eat something that didn't agree with me? Your stool tells you so many stories, because sometimes diarrhea and poor stool could mean poor absorption. Now, let's get to some micro habits. So those were the red flags. So micro habits, daily movement. Habit number 1, daily movement. Now, you hear me talk about this when I'm saying, hey, after you finish eating, but not just that. When you wake up in the morning or just throughout the day, sometimes your fitness trackers will tell you, hey, stand up, every hour for movement. Not just stand up, but stretch. So when you're stretching and when you're having intentional movement, this is known to support colon health, because movement, motion is lotion. So Dr. Dawson, shout out to you. That's what he says. So making sure that you're intentionally moving is good for the colon. And I can't say it enough. Move. Sitting all day, taking the elevator, taking the escalator, driving around all day, you have to compensate that with intentional movement. It could be yoga, it could be swimming, it could be a session at the gym, it could be a HIIT class. It can just be going up and down the steps intentionally. You got to keep moving. Number 2, stress management. The gut brain connection is real. So I'm telling you this, unprocessed stress. You hear me say this in just about every episode. Get therapy, have a strong social circle, find an outlet, not a vice, find an outlet that you can regulate stress and emotion. Have a safe place where you can regulate and process stress and emotion. Life is going to life. There's losses that we didn't expect. There's complications we don't expect. There's a lot of things happening that we did not account for that are very, very stressful. There's a lot of demands on our lives that sometimes we don't feel prepared for. And yes, we have our spirituality where we have our faith and we have other modes or modalities that we can rely on. Some people get massages, some people travel, some people eat. But what I'm saying is make sure you have an outlet with a professional of some sort, whether that's therapy, whether that's a good friend who's a great listener, but also holds you accountable and can give you some challenging thoughts So that way you're not just having people, just kind of going with the flow of whatever you're saying. It's healthy, trust me, because stress is real. Number 3, bathroom routine. So we talked about this as a red flag, being inconsistent. But just know that your colon loves consistency. So being able to poop regularly, or I should say having a routine behind it, is actually a good micro habit. Now, someone may say, how can I force myself to poop? Believe it or not, once you get consistent with working out, movement, sleep, nutrition support, your body starts to have a routine with when it's time to poop. We look at dogs and we're like, they just have it like clockwork. We look at babies, it's like clockwork. Why? Because we're very intentional with their feeding. We're very intentional with their movement. No difference from us. No different. We're the same thing. So it's not uncommon to be able to poop naturally when you wake up in the morning. Maybe you have a poop midday and maybe a poop at night. Maybe you just have 2 poops a day. Maybe you have 1 consistent poop a day. Whatever the case may be, it should be consistent. It shouldn't be all over the place. And you can control that by other habits. So other habits support this micro habit. My favorite part, top superfoods. So this is a new one to the bunch. You guys usually hear lemon water and all this other stuff. Cabbage. Did you know cabbage is very supportive for colon health? Not just for the fiber part of it, but also the detoxification of it. So I like sauerkraut. I eat sauerkraut a lot because of the prebiotics and the probiotics in it, and it's the fermented part. It's supporting the good gut bacteria and the good colon bacteria. Same thing with stewed cabbage, coleslaw, whatever cabbage you can get into your body. Cabbage is very, very good for supporting colon health. Just because of all of the benefits that come with cabbage. And again, whether it's steamed, whether it's raw, whether it's fermented, cabbage is a powerhouse when it comes to the body. So think about adding some more cabbage to your diet. Even cabbage juice. But some people are able to do cabbage juice. God bless you. I'm good with sauerkraut. This is a good one. Number 2, superfood, slippery elm. So this is good with gut lining protection. So understand colon, gut, stomach, they're all connected. They're part of your digestion system. So you want to make sure that if your stomach and your gut are all supported, then trust that your intestines and your colon are also going to be supported because you're starting with the top down. And this is why it's so important to make sure that you're chewing your food properly so you get the absorption starting in the mouth with the enzymes in there. And then when you swallow, you're making sure that you're introducing, a good diet. Now, it doesn't have to be a perfect diet. Just let it be a good diet. I'm a flexitarian, so I speak more to the flexitarian community. I feel like a lot of people are flexitarians and don't even know it. Check out the book that I wrote. It's going to be coming out sooner than later, called Flexitarian Formula. But again, it really talks about flexitarian lifestyle stuff that we all should be more cognizant of, because flexitarian eating is just old school eating. It's how our grandparents ate and our great great grandparents ate. It's just common sense eating all again. But what I'm saying is that when you have a supportive diet, a supportive lifestyle, it trickles all the way down to the colon. So slippery elm, I'm highlighting that it helps with gut lining. That also helps because it's going to get absorption of the food before it gets down to the colon, because some things are supposed to be absorbed before it gets to the intestines and before it gets to the colon. And last but not least, one of my favorites, flax seeds. These little powerhouses, because they can go in anything. They can go in oatmeal. They can go in smoothies. They can just go in breads, or they can go in muffins. You can bake with them. They are so versatile. They can go in your pancakes. Flax seeds are so good because of the fiber, and as you know, my favorite, omega-3s. These kind of sweep out the system. It's almost like how you have in your city or town you live in. Hey, street sweeping is on Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's what flaxseed kind of works as. It's like a sweeper, that fiber, and it just comes and it just starts cleaning out areas, and it starts things that bind to it to get rid of, and it just really supports good colon health. Now, some naturopathic and holistic tips that we can go over a little bit. I got here probiotics. We already talked about this with our sauerkraut, but there's so many other probiotics and prebiotics that can support. And look up what works for you. Some kefir, some like yogurts. There's a lot kombucha, kimchi. There's some great things out there that can support the colon health, because this boosts healthy bacteria diversity. You want diverse bacteria culture in your colon health. You just want to switch it up a little bit. Hydration. We always talk about hydration. I'm telling you, you can't get away from drinking enough water. But you know me, water sometimes is not enough. You should be eating your hydration, and you should be supercharging your hydration. I always say hydrate your hydration. So coconut water, I always preach on whole coconut water, watermelon juice. You want to make sure that you're supplying your body with the right electrolytes, the right balance of potassium and sodium, and a lot of other minerals and trace minerals that you find with proper hydration, because this all helps with smoother digestion. If you're not drinking enough water, that's where constipation comes in. That's when poor metabolism comes in, and that's when you have a poor absorption rate for some of the things that you're introducing to your body. It's just facts. And it helps keep you regular. Also, herbal teas. You know, I'm with the herbs. I'm with the spices. I'm with the roots. I just feel like Earth has given us everything we need. We just have to do the math. We have to just do the math. So some of the herbal teas that help, I have here peppermint and ginger. Both ease colon spasms, or they've been known to ease colon spasms. So a good peppermint tea every once in a while, or a good ginger tea is good. Fennel seeds are really also good for digestion health. So just taking some fennel seeds, steeping them, and then drinking that juice is also known to help contribute to good colon health. Now, this is something we've been seeing trending lately, but trust me, it's been going on for quite some time. And this is castor oil packs. And you'll see people put them up in certain areas of the body. This is to extract, but also to promote and stimulate. So this is an old school technique that is now starting to get some new traction. But, you know, find trusted sources on YouTube. Don't fall for the okie dokie online where it's already, you know, you buy the pack already, you know, put together. You can, you know, if that's your hustle and you selling that to people to help save them some steps, great. Do your homework, community. But you can get your own castor oil. You can get your own pack, whatever that looks like. And why don't you look up a YouTube video on a do-it-yourself castor oil pack instead of buying from someone who's putting it all together. Now, again, if they are a trusted source, there's someone who you follow, you've been following them, they've been giving you good wisdom, good tips, they are trusted in the community when it comes to healing and health, yeah, get their castor oil pack if that's what they're selling, because they may be saving you a few steps. But again, sometimes you could just do it yourself. Now, let's talk about some myth busters, and we've done today. So one of the first myth busters, I say myths. So it says colon cleanses are the key to gut health. Now, the truth is your colon already detoxes naturally with the right fiber, the right water, and the right bacteria. So sometimes you see people selling these magic pills to help you detox, or they got this special cleanse to help you detox, you know, this juice pack or whatever the case may be. Now, if they're trusted, someone you've been following, and they promote healing and they promote holistic practices naturally, support them, because they're probably saving you a step to do it yourself. But just know that you can support your body to detoxify naturally. Sometimes it's staying away from certain foods for a certain amount of time. Sometimes it's intermittent fasting mixed with that. Sometimes it's going on liquid diets only, but you could do this yourself with the proper education. You know, YouTube has some great tools. I'll start putting together some resources as well for our community. It's in the Flexitarian Formula, the book. There's a section for detoxing naturally. But again, I don't want you falling for something on TikTok or Amazon or Instagram where it's like, hey, help detox by this magic pill. Because truth of the matter is there's herbs, there's spices, and then there's lifestyle choices that will help support a natural detox. It's just the body's intelligent. God did it that way on purpose, okay? Number 2 myth, laxatives are harmless long term. Nope. Overuse can weaken your colon's natural rhythm. So there is a such thing as too much of anything is good for nothing. So some people believe that taking, sodium citrate, there's some laxatives, hey, this is going to clean me out. And then this can be my detox. It can be my reset. That can also strip away important nutrients, and it can actually mess up your natural rhythm. So I don't want you to think you can overdo it with laxatives to help lose weight right away or to help, clean out, especially if you've been constipated. It is a tool, but nothing's going to beat micro habits and the right nutrition and the right lifestyle. It's not going to beat it. I mean, a laxative can help jumpstart, but it shouldn't be what you're relying on for good colon health. And last but not least, myth number 3, if you poop daily, your colon must be healthy. Nope. You can poop daily and still have inflammation and still have imbalance with regular movements. Just because you're pooping once or twice a day doesn't necessarily mean, or is not inherently mean, that you are good with colon health. It's a good sign, but there's so many other factors that we talked about in this episode that I want you to also be paying attention to, like bloating, like blood in the stool, also fatigue. There's a lot of other things that we're going to talk a little bit more on Saturday Coach's Corner with my guests. We're going to dig deeper. And I think this episode, I think I have 2 guests on. I think I have both of them. I don't want to say it just in case I'm wrong. But I think we have 2 guests coming on for colon health, which I'm pretty excited about. But if not, I know we have a guest coming on that we're going to dig deeper on. So put your questions down in the comment section. Thank you all for continuing to DM. Send me emails with your questions because I like to ask our expert those questions. And that's pretty much it. I just want you to know colon health is whole body health, protected with daily movement, good food, smart habits, because you have more control than you realize. And let's not wait till it's too late to start paying attention to our colon health. And remember, health is wealth, and I'm just here to make sure you're getting paid. Until next time, yum on. I really appreciate you guys. Love you, love you, love you. Bye, community.